Back in 2019, HBO disclosed plans for a Game of Thrones prequel centering on the Targaryen family. This comes after news that a prequel to The Age of Heroes starring Naomi Watts had been cancelled. The show's producers are infamous for its secrecy, but fans have been drip-fed information since then, and the new series is expected to premiere on HBO Max in 2022. In today's video, we're going to discuss the Game of Thrones prequel and everything you need to know about it. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on, so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. When will we see this drop? Despite the fact that HBO has yet to announce an official release date, the premium cabler has stated that House of the Dragon will premiere next year. Because filming only started in April, the series is expected to premiere in the second half of 2022. The House of the Dragon, set in Penzance, Cornwall, England, a new location for Game of Thrones production, was photographed by paparazzi last month. The cast. HBO has teased viewers with casting announcements and first-look photographs from the set of House of the Dragon throughout the last few months. Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen, Viserys' firstborn child, will be played by Emma Darcy, who, according to HBO, was born with everything, but she was not born a man. According to HBO, Matt Smith will play Prince Daemon Targaryen, Viserys' younger brother and the actual heir to the Iron Throne, as well as a peerless warrior and a dragon rider. Otto Hightower, Viserys' Hand of the King, who faithfully serves the realm, will be played by Rhys Ifans. The greatest threat to the realm, according to Otto, is Prince Daemon, and his standing as successor to the throne. Alicent Hightower, Otto's daughter, will be played by Olivia Cooke, who grew up in the Red Keep, close to the king and his inner circle. Alicent possesses both a courtly charm and a great political savvy, according to HBO. Lord Corlys Velaryon, well known as the Sea Snake, is the most famous naval explorer in Westeros' history and will be played by Steve Toussaint. Lord Corlys turned his house into a powerful seat that is even richer than the Lannisters and claims the world's largest navy, according to HBO. Paddy Considine will play King Viserys I, and Eve Best will play Princess Rhaenys Velaryon, according to the network. Kristen Cole, played by Fabian Frankel, is a knight who rose to become Lord Commander of the Knights Guard under Viserys I in Fire and Blood. After Viserys died, Cole persuaded Aegon II, Viserys' son, to claim the throne, contributing to the Targaryen Civil War. So, what will it be about? The series, which takes place 300 years before the events of Game of Thrones, chronicles the narrative of a tumultuous age for House Targaryen, one that pitted sibling against sibling and dragon against dragon. Of course, the subject of contention is who should rule on the Iron Throne. If you'd like to know a bit more of what the show will be about, well, I can't actually spill those beans. Martin teased in his blog, but you might want to pick up a copy of 2 anthologies I did with Gardner Dozois, Dangerous Women and Rogues, and then move on to Arkmaster's Gildane's History, Fire and Blood. Dangerous Women contains a 35,000-word novella by Martin titled The Princess and the Queen, or The Blacks and the Greens, which is about the Dance of Dragons, the vast civil war that tore Westeros apart nearly 2 centuries before the events of A Game of Thrones, according to the press materials. Meanwhile, Martin's novel The Rogue Prince, or A King's Brother, describes Prince Daemon Targaryen's early life, adventures, transgressions, and marriages. He's considered one of the greatest rogues in the entire history of Ice and Fire. Finally, the novel Fire and Blood, which was published in November 2018, is the first in a 2-part series on the Targaryens in Westeros. Centuries before the events of A Game of Thrones, House Targaryen, the only family of dragon lords to survive the doom of Valyria, took up residence on Dragonstone, according to the book's description on the author's site. Fire and Blood begins their tale with the legendary Aegon the Conqueror, creator of the Iron Throne, and goes on to recount the generations of Targaryens who fought to hold that iconic seat, all the way up to the civil war that nearly tore their dynasty apart. The creators. The series is co-created by Martin and Condal, with Emmy-winning filmmakers Sapochnik and Condal serving as showrunners and executive producers. Executive producers include Martin, Vince Geraghtis, Sarah Lee Hess, and Ron Schmidt. Condell will write the pilot and additional episodes of the series, which will be directed by Sapochnik. Sapochnik shared the 2019 Outstanding Drama Series Emmy Award with Martin Geraghtis series creators David Benoit and D.B. Weiss. Other producers on the final season won the 2016 Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Directing for a Drama Series for Game of Thrones episode Battle of the Bastards. The series will also be directed by Claire Kilner, The Alienist, Angel of Darkness, and Geeta V. Patel, The Witcher. Greg Yaitanes, Banshee, is also a co-executive producer and director. In a blog post, Martin mentioned Wes Took, Colony, Claire Keichel, The OA, and T. McKell, who works as a writer's assistant for Martin's Fever River Packet Company. Even Aegon the Dragon couldn't conquer the Seven Kingdoms all by himself, Martin wrote. He needed the help of his sisters Rhaenys and Visenya. Ryan and I had some great assistants as well, and I wanted to give a tip of the crown to 3 talented and hardworking young writers who helped to bring this one home. On February 2nd, Game of Thrones confirmed on social media that Ramin Djawadi, the composer of the original series, will provide the score for House of the Dragon. Main titles seem to be coming back, Djawadi told Rotten Tomatoes regarding composing for television. It's a minute 45 with Westworld and Game of Thrones. It's a composer's fantasy to have so much time to set up a concert at the start. When I compose main themes, I still regard them as if I were a kid, and I want the main title to entice you into the room. When the show starts, you think to yourself, okay, my program is on, I have to come in now and watch. What will be the big conflict? The Targaryen civil war was fought over primogeniture, which is the method of inheritance by the firstborn child, usually a boy. A lord's first child will inherit his or her father's castle and estates over an older sibling, regardless of his or her ability to govern compared to that of a sibling. Although there were exceptions, such as during the reign of King Jaehaerys I, the Targaryens mainly followed primogeniture. Prince Aemon, King Jaehaerys I's eldest son, died and left a daughter, Rhaenys. Instead of conferring the distinction on his granddaughter, King Jaehaerys I picked his next eldest son, Prince Balon, to be the new Prince of Dragonstone and heir to the throne, a decision that even Queen Alicent disapproved of. When Balon, Queen Alicent, and one of their daughters died unexpectedly, Jaehaerys called a meeting of the Great Council to vote on succession, and the council elected Balon's son Viserys over Rhaenyn's son Laenor. Viserys had named Rhaenyra, his daughter by his first wife, as his heir during his reign, but when Viserys died, his eldest son Aegon, by his second marriage, ascended to the throne instead, causing a major schism in the nation. Rhaenyra was also married at this point to her uncle, the rogue Prince Daemon Targaryen, who had long wanted the throne. The fights between the siblings, their marriages, their progeny, their faithful supporters, and most viciously the Targaryen dragons are chronicled in Fire and Blood. The locations. With a shot showing the ensemble at a socially separated table reading, the show's official Twitter account indicated that production began on April 26th. Shortly later, photos emerged of production crews and dressed actors at Hollywell Bay in Newquay wearing the Targaryens' distinctive blonde wigs, said to be Matt Smith and Emma Darcy. Further rumors say that filming will take place in Croatia and Morocco, as well as the less attractive Levidsten Studios in Watford. Here is a list of the locations we may see. King's Landing, the capital. Dragonstone, House of Targaryen's family home. Driftmark, House Valyrian's family home. Dorne, the southernmost kingdom in Westeros. It was not under Targaryen rule during the Dance of Dragons. Old Town, kept safe the Targaryen riches during the Dance of Dragons. Lys, one of the free cities of Essos known for its brothels. The Stepstones, the broken land bridge between Dorne and Essos. Harrenhal, the massive fortress above God's Eye melted by Balerion the Dread. Will it be any good though? According to GQ's David Levisley, no. He said the book itself was a bit crappy, and if you thought the original series was self-indulgent, you'll be amazed what you find when Martin writes in the style of a scholar about a series of events that never happened, which begs the question why he might need to treat them with any sort of distance at all. And there you have it, Game of Thrones and the new prequel, along with everything you need to know about it. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our new and upcoming content. Thanks for watching.